Hi, I'm Damari Gurry. You're watching Reggae Boyz commentary.
I'm Altamont Freddie Butler.
And I'm Ricardo Baby Gardner, and you are watching the Reggae Boys commentary.
Reggae Boyz commentary, live and direct every time.
Hi everybody, I'm Darren Moore and you're watching Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hi, my name's Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary.
Hello everybody, I'm Simon Preston. Welcome back to Reggae Boyz commentary. Thank you all so much for tuning in into this video. We really appreciate it. As you can see, we have a very special guest joining us all the way from the UK, and it's none other than the man Cecil himself from AFTV. Cecil, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. The intro is wicked, you know, seeing Reggae Boyz and just representing in Reggae Boyz commentary. I'm happy to be on the channel, so thank you so much, Simon. You know, it's love every time I see you as well, and I'm on work with CONCACAF and whatnot. So happy, man, and things are good right now, so I'm in a good mood, man.
Absolutely. All positive, man. All positive. Great to catch up with you as well. Just wanted to start from the early beginnings from you in terms of your journey as well. Not necessarily on the playing side of things, but the heritage. You know, tell us a little bit about your background, who in your family was born in Jamaica, of course, your experiences on the island as well.
Yeah, honestly, so my grandparents are from St. Elizabeth. Very obviously they nicknamed yellow skin, but they are very fair skin. My grandma and granddad. My granddad has passed away sadly, but my grandma's still here. But they're from St. Elizabeth. They both came over obviously in Windrush, so the first generation of Jamaicans over in this country. I think it was my granddad that came over first to help rebuild a lot of the country. Then went back and then brought my grandma, and they both came over. And then they had my mum here in England, but my dad is from Kingston, Jamaica. And he obviously came over at a later stage and met my mum here in the UK, got together, made me, both my parents. My mum is my color. She's a little bit, that's just my color, maybe a little bit, tiny bit lighter, but she's black like me. And then my dad is black. So I came out light skinned, and that's kind of it. Kingston, Jamaica, the UK, and then there's me, obviously UK born, but connected to my roots as much as possible. Obviously, this is my mum. Listen, it's basically Jamaican in the household. That is it. In my house, it's very Jamaican. In my grandparents' house, it's still very Jamaican, and the accent's fully there. And yeah, man, it's just a pride. I take a lot of pride in being Jamaican. Sadly, only visited Jamaica for the first time last year, which is the time I come and saw you, obviously with the national. Well, we weren't with the national team, but we was with the club teams working over there in Jamaica. That was my first time there. However, plans to come back again this year, and sad it took so long. But again, I represent Jamaica as I am right now, as I always do throughout my life here in the UK. Very proud to be Jamaican, considering it's such a small island. But the influence it has, especially in the UK, Lord, everywhere really, but in the UK, it's so powerful. The heritage and the culture of Jamaica. So yeah, man, that's it really. That is it.
Yeah, really, really nice. Honestly, nothing happens before its time. So, I mean, there are more opportunities that will come to visit Jamaica, I'm sure. I would love to know, firstly, I love the jacket, but how do you feel, you know, with it? Do you feel it's something you can just rock on the road and you just wear anywhere? You feel comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. I think if I would go get the collection, I mean, I've got this here. Like, that's obviously that was when I've just come back from seeing you in Dallas in America. Obviously, the team to sign my shirt. You can see behind me. There's obviously signed shirts of Arsenal. But this one, this one's soon to be framed. I take pride in it. Of course, I rock it. Listen, I've got that top. I've got the I think it's the 1998, the classic one, the one that everyone loves with the pattern down the side. I've got that one. That's in over there in my other room. I've got the warm-up top. I think it's the warm-up or the third kit, the blue navy one. I rock the Jamaica stuff everywhere I can, bro. Obviously, you have to understand I'm an AFTV representative and Arsenal fan, so you get a lot of Arsenal mixed with it. But I feel comfortable in this tracksuit. I saw you wearing it. You modeled this to make me say I need that. I remember it was only a month ago. In April. Yeah, it was only last month in March when obviously I was over there in Dallas, and I saw you and I saw the team, and I said, "Yep, I need to get that." I come back, it's on me now. So yeah, 100%, bro. Like, I can rock this out. I wear a lot of my Jamaica stuff a lot of the time.
Nice, nice. And tell me, how did you feel a couple of years ago? Because for me, this is one of the things I really respect about Arsenal is the community and the Caribbean community, you know, the opportunities they've given to players. But to see them do an Arsenal Jamaica shirt, when you saw it unveiled, how did you feel to see that?
Uh,
come to
that one was that was real. That was real. Do you know what? It wasn't even the fact that obviously definitely the Jamaican colours, the heritage and everything that they represent in dropping that, but the response from it like was mental. It sold out so quick. Here's a story. No one knows. Never said this one. No one knows about this. So I had the jumper. I had the Jamaica jumper. It'll be on my Instagram. You'll see it. My favorite. And I got the jumper because everyone's getting the shirt. And I was like, let me get the jumper to be different. There's a little bit more money, but I bought that. My car got broken into and my stuff got stolen. It got smashed out the back of my car. They stole my stuff. That jumper was in the car to this day. And from that it happened last year, not the last Christmas, the Christmas before. So it's coming up. It's basically 2 years. Well, not this Christmas, but the Christmas before, right? Since then, I've been trying to get it back, and I cannot get it. I can't get the authentic Jamaica jumper, and Arsenal one, by the way. If anyone is out there, let me know. A nice large or extra large, I'll take that. Probably a large. But yeah, but that just shows it sold out so quickly, and you couldn't get it back. And I even blessings that I know some of the players. I even tried to get the players who knew some of the kit men, if they had it lurking around the training ground, if they could give it to me, they were looking, couldn't get hold of it. So it had such a massive impact on everyone. It sold out so quickly. And then Notting Hill Carnival, which I think everyone in the UK would know and understand, that you could not go 5 to 7 seconds without seeing an Arsenal Jamaica jersey. So it just represented so much. And it was all ethnicities, all colours, all just everything. Everyone was wearing it and representing it. It made me feel proud, man. And it just shows, I said at the top of this video, that like we have such big influence from such a small island. So yeah, man, I actually missed that top. And now after this video, I'm going to start seeing if I can search for the jumper again, because I stopped searching for it for a while. But yeah.
Yeah, well, guys, honestly, for those who are watching, please help out Cecil. If you have a large or an extra large, hit me up and we can send it over to Cecil, because trust me, Cecil is real genuine. All right, guys, really appreciate that, honestly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was great to see that. Perhaps, the club should perhaps do something like that to bring it back, because like Robbie was on another one of the Jamaican channels recently, and he said it sold out. So you just showed the impact, as you said.
Yeah, it sold out quickly.
Man, that is massive. Just goes to show the impact we've had on the world stage. Yeah, Jamaica, truly a special place,
Trust me.
It really is. And for you, Cecil, I mean, your journey in football as well, I know you played a little bit. What was that journey for you like as well, playing? Did it start in primary school, secondary school, that journey for you when you're playing? Okay,
this is going to be quite a long section, so feel free everyone to kick back and take it in. But yeah, man, football's been a part of my life from young. It's just, funny enough, I just came back from Millwall Football Club. I have a company called Talent Transfer. I mentor footballers, and I go through my journey. So simply, like when I was young, I played a lot of sports, to be fair. It wasn't like listen, I loved football from the beginning, but I played a lot. I was an athlete, really. I liked everything. And as young players, that's how it should be, or young athletes, we should be able to enjoy other sports and not just be taken away from, which happens nowadays, especially in the UK. They take you out of primary schools to try and get you to sign to clubs and all of this madness. But I got to enjoy a lot of sports. People would say I started football late, because I've only really figured out professional football at 16 or under 16 years of age. That's when I kind of realized, oh, this is a serious thing and can have a career in it. But before then, just playing locally, around the ages of the 9s, the 10s, the 11s, I had a bar led. I was Marga, and I used to be a striker. So people used to say I look like, and I played like Thierry Henry, obviously not to that level, but that was what was the thing, saying light skin, bar led, 0.5, Marga, kind of strong on the ball, quick. And that's when everyone was like, oh, you're like they kept saying Thierry Henry, young Thierry Henry. And obviously at the time, I was thinking, raw, Thierry, who's this? So obviously I do my research. I find out he plays for Arsenal. I watch him, I study him, and literally the way he plays, everything about it, I fall in love with him. And I said, this is the guy, this is the main guy. And I fell in love with the club Arsenal off the back of that, and realized this was my dream. I want to play for Arsenal. I want to be the next Thierry Henry. So carried on playing football, got to the ages of 15. People that don't know, my family, my stepbrothers are heavily involved in football. one of them was at Charlton. He was around the ages of like West Ham when Joe Cole was there, the Rio Ferdinands and that. So he had experience in the top level sport. He signed a professional contract, and he's one that got me into my first professional club at the age of 15, 16. I went to Crystal Palace. My first taste of a professional football club. I was there on trial for a few months. Didn't really know what was going on though. I'll be real. I just thought it was just, my brother really didn't really inform me what was happening. He said, look, we're going to take you here. You're going to train, enjoy it, blah, blah. Did that. Didn't realize how serious it was until we played against Leeds. We went away to Leeds. And instead of training at the National Park in Crystal Palace, we went to the training ground, met there, team briefing, got on the coach with the youth team as well as this under 16s and youth team. Mad thing, tracksuits, got given kit, everything was mad. And I was like, oh, this is serious. Played the match, played okay, but then the following week I got released. Bawled my eyes out, crying for time. Couldn't believe it because I didn't realize how much of an opportunity I hadn't been at professional. I didn't realize what was happening. I just thought it was just like a football setup, college thing with Crystal Palace. But realized, no, this is the professional setup. When I got released, cried a lot. And then went back to school, felt quite embarrassed because I thought, I was going to be a footballer from then. And then time passed, got to year 11, got to 16 years old. And then Crawley Town. I went to Crawley Town on trial whilst being at school. They loved me, bro. And it kind of kicked from there. From Crawley Town's on trial for a bit. Day release, which means the football club ring the school and say, can we have Cecil to train with the youth team? We really like him so far. We need him. So they gave me day release and I ended up training in with the youth team at under 16s because the under 16s weren't to my level. I was a lot more physically more advanced than them, stronger, powerfuler. And then funny enough, actually it's in my documentary, it's on YouTube. I played, this was the decision for my contract. I played against the first team. At the time, Claude Davis, centre-back, Jamaican international. He played for Crawley Town. Madman, training in a string vest, absolute madness, just a madman. And I was young and was just up for the battle. I ended up rolling him, spinning him on a pass. He elbows me, busts my lip. And I got a penalty. This was with the first team. So I was training with the first team. The first team manager called a penalty. I took the penalty, I scored. And then after that, within a week, I was told, listen, we want you to come in. We want you to sign a contract at the end of the year. So when you finish school and you'll be signed to Crawley Town. And that was it. Signed a 2-year deal. Was at Crawley Town for 2 years. Figured with the first team quite a bit. Ended up being released after my 2-year contract. And then from there, I got offered a non-contract, which is basically a contract where you don't get paid to play. But I turned it down. So Crawley Town offered me a non-contract for a year with a year option. Turned it down. And then went on trial at loads of other clubs. Nottingham Forest. I went to Brighton, Dagenham, Redbridge. Floated around so many clubs, bro. There's a long list. I went to Nike Academy. I said Nottingham Forest. I was there for a long time. And then at 19 years old, at the end of that year, Nottingham Forest was my last club. Simon, that was it. I said, I've had enough. I didn't enjoy the politics of football. I just had enough of it. So I retired at 19 from the professional game. And then my life took a completely different turn. And then from there, we've built. So yeah, man, that was me. After being released, like I said, 19, retired. And then the story changed. I don't know where Simon's just dropped off to, but if people want to know, after that, I went into performing arts, went into dance training, started studying as a dancer, went to Italia Conti, which is a performing arts school, for 3 years. And then, yeah, that was it. Trained there. Whilst doing that, did a load of music videos, campaigns. I became a body double for Marcus Rashford, did all his adverts. And yeah, life just really, really kicked on. And then came out of dance training, set up a company at training, set up a company called Talent Transfer, which I mentioned earlier, which has been running now for 6 to 7 years. Simon, are we back? Hello.
Yeah, look, honestly, thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes, when you get phone calls here and there, but it's an absolute pleasure again to have that journey. And it's funny, because Claude Davis spoke about, a young lad, just about 6'2", 6'3", thereabouts at Crawley Town. I'm like, I put 2 together. That was Cecil. Yeah, a beast in the air, a rock solid defender. Yeah, so quite an experience that you had there, Cecil. But even off the pitch, do you feel like you still you're contributing because this is your club, Arsenal, the club that you support, and you're engaging with fans and you're providing information. So you still feel that there's a passion, football. You're occupying a different space, but you
Yeah.
still have that purpose, so to speak.
I'm 100%. Like, you want the truth? When I left Crawley Town, I hated football, bro. Hated football. And it was around the dark times of Arsenal as well. It was like the Puma era, the Emery era, and things weren't good. And I just hated it. And that's why I tried to, if I'm being honest, I tried to run away from it. I tried to become a dancer and do something completely different, take my mind off football. But I got dragged back into it. I got dragged back into football. And and then I fell into this space of sports media, but that kind of came about with body doubling. So when I was body doubling Marcus Rashford doing all these adverts, I started to realize, I'm still a good player. I like to be around the cameras because there's a lot of adverts, a lot of filming, and this is kind of what I want to do. That then developed more and more as the years passed, and then I just fell back in love with football and sport, and I've always loved Arsenal, I've always followed Arsenal, but I took a bit of a break of just sometimes going to games or being avid, regularly watching as much as possible because I didn't love the sport, but then came back to it, fell in love again with football through Arsenal again. And then through that, I found AFTV. And through that, I found another passion, which you just mentioned there, connecting fans to the players, to the hierarchy, to everything, and being a big part of, fan culture when it comes to Arsenal, but also just in general. And I found a new love, found a new passion, and really worked at it. And Robbie, being my boss, has been the best driver for that. Like, he's a good friend of mine. I hate to call him my boss. He's actually a very close friend, and we try and break down the walls of sports media. And it has definitely found reignited a new passion for me. One with the sport, but two in this space. I live like this sounds mad. I live like a footballer, not in the sense of, obviously I don't earn hundreds of thousands a week and all of that, but I live like a footballer in a sense of that. One, I used to be a footballer, so a lot of things I had back then, I still hold on to. Silly little things that I try and get rid of. Having the wash bag, traveling like a footballer, having a sort of person, having a persona, looking like a footballer where I can. But also the fact that, like, my work schedule is exactly the same. I follow Arsenal. Yes, the players train every day, but every time Arsenal have a game, I'm working. Same with whether it's Christmas, Boxing Day, through that period, it's the busiest periods. I don't really get to break until summer, but even in summer, nowadays, I live like a footballer in the sense of I do international breaks. You see me, Simon, I'm with you over whether I'm in America, or if I'm in Jamaica, or if I'm doing, listen, this year we got Copa America, but I might be doing the Euros. I'm working constantly through those periods. They're my busiest periods. So I live like a footballer. I love it. And yeah, man, it keeps me close to the sport. And funny enough, I was an okay footballer. So I had some good friends in the sport. I went and visited you guys. Casey Palmer was there. He came through, same with the people that I came through. So it's always nice. I got many references like that. Damari Gray, he was at Birmingham with my friends that were coming through, Viv Solomon, Reece Brown. And we had a very good catch up about people like that. So I'm still attached. And I'm happy to be, because it's changed my life, this sport alone.
Wow. Quite a story, Cecil. It's amazing, honestly. You could write a book, down the road. You could write it, and trust me, I would be the first bio.
One day, man. I got stories for days.
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. And you spoke earlier about your first trip to Jamaica. I just want to know, what was your experience like coming in? Did it meet your expectations? Did you think this and then this happened? Just being on the ground, conversing with the locals, and just being in an environment, watching football in Jamaica, just that experience as a whole.
Okay, let's go through this then. So I've been trying to go to Jamaica for time. Yeah. Every time I bring up Jamaica to my grandma, she goes, Lord, please. No, sir. No. She was saying not to go because she says she just thinks it's dangerous. And I think that's sometimes a persona, but it's not that. I know it's not that, because I have people that go to Jamaica and they say, yeah, it can be, but it's not what it makes out to be. And my grandma just was always fearful of just me going over there and not being safe. But I know it's not that. Jamaica is a beautiful, beautiful country, and again, it's our motherland. It's my motherland. So when I came over, my expectations were definitely high, because my whole family are from there. I mean, Jamaica lives in my household, so it was high, but it's hard to explain the feeling I got because remember I was going over for work, right? So I was with Jack, who works for CONCACAF, a white male from Leicester, so a completely different culture to what I grew up in. But we really get on. But I can't explain the feeling of when I arrived in Jamaica. There was like, I can't put it into words. It was like a feeling of like I feel like this is home. The connection to the land, to the ground, to the coming out the airport, the elderly people, the way people are talking, and Jack, my guy from Leicester, not understanding a word, and me just being like, I know everything. We literally patois back to back, everything. I'm like, I understand. And he's just looking at me like, how are you understand what they're saying? I said, brother, I grew up around this. I know I'm not here in Jamaica, but my family, this is my day-to-day life. Like the prayer before we took off, like all those things. There's little things, walking around and just the people greeting me and the love, the connection, even just from the back of AFTV, there's a video on my Instagram, like me going into the supermarket and causing chaos because people just couldn't believe I was in Jamaica. The love that we have and how funny, honestly, I know I'm rambling on, but I love Jamaica, man. And I'm so disappointed that it took me so long to go. But like I said, I'll be returning very soon. But it's a hard thing to describe the feeling. But yeah, it's your people, innit? That's just how it is. It's your people. So it felt nice, man. It felt really nice.
Yeah, and I would encourage all watching this video to go and check out the vlog that Cecil did his first time in Jamaica. You know, Cecil G. Thomas on YouTube to watch that vlog from the moment you're at the airport to being on the island, the entire story. Trust me, it really was interesting. I loved watching it as well. So it's a great story, honestly. You know, you being on the ground here and watching some football as well. And now the experience in Dallas, you know, Cecil, that experience as well, seeing us get a historic medal in the tournament, being able to mingle with the players, you know, your thoughts about that, the whole positivity, the vibes, just being in that space.
Yeah,
you know?
man, it's proper, bro. It's proper. Like it's what people may not know as well. Obviously, I love Facebook. I'm an old soul like that. I love Facebook, and on Facebook I have many Jamaica groups, a lot of Jamaican groups that follow JFF, and like they obviously set the photos, even the videos, some of the videos you do with the team. I see them in the groups, and I just see the comments, I see the love, and I'm just like, it's mad to me because I've been in these groups for a long time. To now, I'll be honest, Simon. Sometimes I don't believe where I'm at. I honestly, like, sometimes I can't fathom or take in the fact that you're with the Reggae Boys, like you're with the team, you're chatting with them, you're making them feel comfortable, you're doing content with them. Like, I never would have expected this ever in my life. So obviously we thank Jar. It's great, very grateful for these things. I'll never, ever be you know, not humble about the things I get, these opportunities, and be grateful for these things because it is a blessing, man. So being there over in Dallas was because I did the Gold Cup the year before. It was Gold Cup on Nation League, and Jamaica were in it. Obviously they got knocked out to, I think it was Mexico. It was Mexico.
Semi-finals.
Semi-finals, correct. So I was there for that in Vegas, and it wasn't. I didn't get much connection with the boys at that time. I didn't even get to really meet them. We did bits and bobs, but it wasn't up front and close because I don't think I arrived on time. So this time coming to Dallas, it was special. It was in the team hotel. We met you, we met the rest of the team, got to connect with them, and like I said, there's a lot of people there that I know. I've known like Casey Palmer's mum is a good friend of mine. Her name's Jenny. She's a legend. She's very cemented in South London culture, and she does a lot of good for South London. I know her very well. So to see Casey, and I messaged her before, so I'm going to meet him and let's be out there with him, and she was very happy for that. That's a connection there. Damari Gray, I spoke about earlier. There was a lot of people there that, you know, I had a relation to, and I feel very lucky that I get to have their moments. And it felt different this one. It really did. And because it's history as well for Jamaica, let's not forget being in the Nations League semi-finals, and it was history for us. So to be a part of that and be there at that moment, having that shirt signed by the players, it holds a lot of value to me. Even they're going to be in a Copa America as well. Again, this is history. So yeah, man, it meant a lot to me. And
Bro, really, really well said. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up soon, but again, Cecil, I appreciate your time. I just want to know if you thought about it in the back of the brain. Some of the persons you're mingling with on a day-to-day basis. You think about, for example, somebody like Yardi or like Troops. Yourself. Even those that are that associate with AFTV of Jamaican heritage as well. Have you put two twos together? Oh, my father's from here, my grandmother's from here. Just embrace that.
Yeah, honestly, I'd love to do it more. And it's not even just me. I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm going to throw Robbie under the bus as well. I'm going to throw him under the bus as well, because I'm going to say that because I went to Jamaica again, like I mentioned, 'cause I mentioned it many times for the first time in December, and everything that everyone kept saying to me is like, where Robbie? Where Robbie? Where Robbie? I'm like, yeah, we're coming. And do you know what? We know we have such a big audience and following over in Jamaica. We see it. I mean, we see it in the comments. We see it all the time, and people connect to the White Yardie, the Boyz Premier League show, the Troopses, and all that. So we know, but we've been really it's not lazy. We haven't come over. Obviously, Robbie's been to Jamaica many a times, but we haven't done it as a team as AFTV. And from that trip in December, I've forced Robbie to say we're coming this year. Like, he will tell you as well. He will say it like, it's on our priority list. It's supposed to be me, Troops, Robbie. I think Expressions coming over as well. Has massive Jamaican heritage. I think his dad is he's even ex-professional football, either professional footballer or a very well-known Jamaican athlete. Expressions dad. So like, we all want to come over. We want to do a whole big thing, and it's in the plans. And I remember when I came back, I think it was Marcus Gale from Brentford came over because of Ethan Pinnock. They came over and did a watch along, a watch party and all that. And I was like, Robbie, look, this should be us. So it's important to me to come over and really connect and do it properly, because you're right. I do speak to White Yardie. I speak to all of them. I speak to Troops. We all, wave the flag of Jamaica very strongly over in the UK. But of course, more can be done. And realistically, we should be coming back to our roots and really sharing the love there. So, yeah, man, I think about it a lot. And I think with the initial question as well is, I don't always look at who I'm with or where I am. I am just on a really good wave and enjoying what I get to do. But sometimes I have to think, wow, look how far we've come from, I'm going to say, a failing professional footballer, because that's what it really is. I know some people might think that's quite harsh, but that's what it was. I never really hit the heights that I intended to hit playing for Arsenal and out of my country. But what I've done now and the people I'm with and around, whether it's CONCACAF, whether it's FIFA, UEFA, Arsenal, just everywhere, like top people, which, by the way, I don't believe I ever would have experienced if I was a footballer, because the heights I would have reached as a footballer, I don't think I ever would have been able to say, I've gone to this stadium, I've been around these. I don't think I ever would have made it to that level. So it's a blessing, man. And I'm very grateful.
Cecil, thank you very much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure having you on. Please stay safe. Whenever you're this part of the world, you hit me up. And whenever we're in the UK as well, we do the same as well. All right. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Respect, Simon, man. Love every time, man. And big up. Make sure you all subscribe and like the video. Blessings.
Yeah, man. You heard him. Like, share, and subscribe.